the 3-color braided long tail cast on. That's a lot of words. I actually should say multicolored long tail cast on, because it can be done with 2 colors, or 3 colors, or 4 colors, or 5 colors of yarn. It's more difficult to work with more colors, but not particularly. Let's start with 3. In this case, we have 3 colors of yarn. We have a gold, we have a green, and we have a purple. In this case, they're all worsted weights. Whatever kind of yarn you're using, it should be approximately the same weight, because otherwise it's going to look different. Even though it's a long tail cast on, we don't need a long tail. So 3 to 6 inches, and we make our basic slip knot. Now this slip knot is not a knot for the cast on. This is really just to conveniently hold them together. There are some who just start this way with a loop. I think it's easier to start with this loop on the needle. It's not going to be used, it's going to be removed from the needle, but it's easier to start with the yarns held in position. And how do we hold them into position? Well, we're going to put the green on the thumb and the purple on the index finger, just as we would for a standard long tail cast on. The hold is no different than any other long tail cast on. The extra yarns are held in the palm of the hand. The slingshot formation is created, and we make a long tail cast on by going into the thumb, picking up the yarn, and gently snugging up the thumb. Now, anyone who's worked with long tail cast on knows that the tighter you pull the thumb, the tighter your cast on is going to be, so you should avoid doing that. Now we're going to drop the purple, move the green to the index finger, and pick up the gold. The purple yarn is just hanging there. And we're going to make a second standard long tail cast on stitch. And again, do not over tighten the stitch, because you have 3 times the opportunity to make it too tight. Now we drop the green, pick up the purple, the gold moves to the index finger, the purple moves to the thumb, and we make a standard long tail cast on. And now we're back to our beginning position with green on the thumb and purple on the index, and another cast on stitch is made. In each case, I'm always moving the yarns in the same direction and working them in the same direction. Always the yarn from the index finger is pushed to the back, the yarn from the thumb is pushed to the index over, and the green that was hanging is pulled up. So it's a rotation. The stitches are moved in rotation, and a few minutes from now you'll begin to see what that rotation does to your yarns. And gold. And one of the things that happens is, we'll ignore this one because it doesn't count. Purple, green, gold. Purple, green, gold. Purple, green, gold. The second thing that happens is down here. The yarns, because I'm twisting them as I work, get twisted here from the working end. And you know you're doing it right if you get this twist. So our last one was purple, which means purple gets dropped. Green gets moved to the index finger, gold gets put here, and we make a green stitch. Move the stitch that's on the needle, the last stitch is on the needle, is the yarn that's hanging. And a new yarn tail. Purple gets moved down, these things get rotated, and rotated, and rotated, and rotated, and at this point it's becoming difficult to work these strands because they are all twisted. And this is a disadvantage to this cast on, is that occasionally you want to stretch them out, and look what's behind here. Twist, 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 twist. So this long tail is a wonderful long tail, but it's really, unless you're very patient, not suited to very big cast-ons. However, one of the things you get, and let's look at it right here, is you do get this lovely braided effect where you have green and gold and purple and green and gold and purple, a tricolor braid. And this tricolor braid is very attractive. Now I'm going to cast on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I'm going to continue till I have about 39 or 40 stitches. And one of the things you want to consider is, because we're doing these in these 3 colors, you will want to have your cast on be an even multiple, in this case of 3. So if you're doing 2 colors, it would be a multiple of 2, and if you're doing 5 colors, a multiple of 5. So if you needed 40 stitches, 40 is not a multiple of 3. What would you do? Well, you'd cast on 39, and then after you finished your cast on and some edging, you'd correct the count to 40, or you'd cast on 42, and after you finished your cast on, you'd correct the count to 40 by decreasing 2. Those are your 2 options. You'll see in a few moments why I want to have about 40 stitches cast on, or 39 in this case, because I want to show you what this cast on can lead to. Now again, one of the things you want to remember as you're working is, don't pull the thumb yarn too tight, because it will just make a very snug cast on with not a lot of stretch, and it will be less attractive and the braid will be less prominent. So as soon as I get this cast on finished, we'll go to the second video and I can show you an edging that is particularly suited to this cast on and is very attractive and very easy, as you see, to have this beautiful braided edge.